There is something about procrastination. Most of the time, you are not actually refusing to do the task. You are refusing to start. You look at the assignment, the work, the workout, the studying, or that project you've been postponing for days, and suddenly everything else becomes more interesting. You check your phone, you watch one video, you tell yourself, I will do it later. Then later becomes tomorrow. Tomorrow becomes next week. And before you know it, you are stressed because the things you could have started days ago is now suddenly urgent. You need to do them sharp, 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 sharp. But I have a good news for you. There is a simple rule that can help you break that cycle. It's called the 10-minute rule. And I've applied it and it works so well for me. The best part is that you don't need to suddenly become a highly disciplined person to use it. The only assignment you have is to simply convince yourself to start for 10 minutes. That's it. Let's say you have an important assignment to complete. Instead of telling yourself, I have to finish this entire assignment today, tell yourself, I'm only going to work on this assignment for 10 minutes. The thing is, it's not that you are not going to work on the assignment too, but you set a timer for 10 minutes. Put your phone away, open the document and start. You don't have to finish. That is what it's not until you finish everything. You can start little by little, and you don't even have to feel motivated. Your only responsibility is to work on it for 10 minutes. And here is where it gets interesting. Once you start, you may realize that the task went as difficult as your mind made it seem. You might reach 10 minutes and think, okay, I can continue for another 10 minutes. That is what determination is all about. And before you know it, you've worked for at least 30 minutes. But even if you stop after 10 minutes, you've still won because you broke the most difficult part of the procrastination, the resistance to start. Think about it. When you are starting a huge task, your brain sees the entire mountain and the mountain looks exhausting. But the 10-minute rule doesn't ask you to climb the entire mountain. It only asks you to make the first few steps. And that's what makes it powerful. Now, here is something you can try today. Think about one thing you've been postponing. Maybe it's studying. Maybe it's cleaning your room. Maybe it's replying to an important email. Maybe it's exercising. Maybe it's working on your business. Maybe it's creating that content you've been saying you will create. Whatever it is, don't tell yourself, I need you to finish this today. Tell yourself, I only need to do 10 minutes. And when those 10 minutes are over, you can decide whether you want to continue. So welcome to this channel. This channel is all about personal growth, confidence, productivity, discipline, and becoming the best version of yourselves without pretending that life is always easy. So if that's something you are interested in, subscribe to the channel, like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any video when it drops. Now, there's another important part of the 10-minute rule that people often overlook. You have to make those 10 minutes easy to start. Don't spend 15 minutes preparing to work for 10 minutes. If you are going to study, put the book or laptop in front of you. If you are going to exercise, put on your workout clothes. If you are going to clean, choose one small area. If you are going to create a video, open your notes and write the first few lines. Remember, remove as many obstacles as possible because sometimes procrastination isn't about laziness. Sometimes the task simply has too much friction. You have too many steps between where you are and actually starting. So, make the first step ridiculously simple. For example, don't say I need to clean my entire room. Instead, say this, I'm going to clean this table for 10 minutes. Another one, don't say I need to study for 3 hours. Instead, say I'm going to study this topic for 10 minutes. Don't say I need to become consistent with working out. Say this: I'm going to exercise for 10 minutes. Small beginnings can create bigger action. And here is another trick: don't wait until you feel motivated. This is where many people get stuck. They think motivation needs to come first, but sometimes motivation comes after you begin. You start working, you make little progress, you feel productive, and that feeling makes you want to continue. So instead of waiting for motivation to knock on your door, give yourself a small reason to move. 10 minutes is enough. The goal of the 10-minute rule isn't necessarily to finish the task. The goal is to build the habit of starting. Because once you become someone who starts, procrastination becomes much easier to manage. You don't need to completely change your personality overnight. You don't need to work for 8 hours straight. You don't need perfect discipline. You just need to make the next 10 minutes count. So the next time you catch yourself saying, I will do it later, pause for a moment and choose the task. Set your timer for 10 minutes. And the most important thing, put your phone away. Start before you feel ready. And when the timer rings, decide what comes next. Maybe you will stop. Maybe you will continue. Either way, you've already done something important. The most important thing is you started. And sometimes that's the difference between another day of procrastination and finally making progress. So don't focus on finishing everything today. Don't focus on becoming perfectly disciplined. Just ask yourself, what can I start for the next 10 minutes? Then go do it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in another video. Bye bye.